give him credit. Normally he goes into the tank at the end of the season, not the beginning of it. Last night's come-from-ahead choke job against the Jets is further evidence that he is still not ready for prime time and may never be. The guy plays lights out most of the game, only to melt down when it matters most.
Romo in the check with 4 receivers. Takes the snap, looks right, comes back to the left, scrambling, back at the 12, under pressure, tucks it under. He'll run, dives, at the 1-yard line. I lost the ball. The Jets think it came out. The Jets think they have it. They do. Romo fumbled it. The Jets get the turnover with under 9 minutes to go.
Up 7 with just over 9 minutes to play and a chance to drop a dagger. He puts it on the ground at the Jets 3, and they come away with nothing. They weren't down 4 or more. They were up 7 with a chance to ice it. And don't tell me that he was just looking to make a play. They didn't need him to make a play. They needed him not to put the ball in the rug. Number 1 rule of red zone quarterbacking, keep possession at all costs. That's back of experience, except the guy's down his 9th year overall, and he should be way beyond making mistakes like that. But that was nothing compared to his mind-blowing pick to Darrelle Revis for the score tied and under a minute to play.
Snap to Romo, first down. Throws it right, intercepted as he miscommunicated with Bryant. Down the left sideline, comes Revis. Romo and Bryant weren't running the same play, and Revis just picked it right off with 49 seconds and ran the Jets right down into field goal range.
What's he doing forcing the ball to a guy who couldn't move in the first place? Exactly what was he looking at? That was bad. Like, if I didn't know any better, I would say, this cat looks like he's point shaving. Bad. And then for comedic effect, he took the shotgun snap to the breadbasket in the final seconds to finish it off like a champ. Tony Romo in a nutshell, kills it for more than 3 quarters, then kills his team for a little less than the last quarter. I'll give him this, he did own it afterwards.
2 reaction. I should have made sure that was my fault. And it's just disappointing, frustrating right now because, we win that football game if I don't do what I did. And it's hard to swallow, just knowing that, we lost this game because of me.
We know, T. We watched the game as well. Look, I'll say what I always say in this situation. That's a great guy. That's a very good playmaker. But that's just not a guy that I want running my offense late in games, especially big games. And until Tony Romo stops going Tony Romo, the Cowboys will never sniff the Lombardi Trophy. Now, you've heard it a million times. Ravens v. Steelers is a street fight. Well, this one was too, except this time, bystanders stopped taking the action on their iPhones and started screaming, he's had enough, while frantically calling 911. I mean, it was that bad. Now, I'm not there, but I have to think there are some Steeler cleats hanging from some Baltimore power lines today. What a beatdown. Look, it's just one game, and I would never write off a team as good and as proud as the Steelers after only week 1, but I've never seen a Steeler team manhandled as badly as that one was. Never seen the Steelers banged in the mouth the way they were in Baltimore. And I could roll in any number of plays to illustrate what I'm talking about, but I need just one, this one.
Roethlisberger gain of 15 in the first half for only 60 yards, 1 touchdown. And a huge hit, Alonina forces the ball loose from Mendenhall, and the Ravens have recovered to open the 3rd quarter.
Richard Mendenhall, say hello to Haloti. I know you like to encourage people to think, Richard. Well, I would encourage you to think about ducking the next time you meet Nada at the bench point. The big fella has not wrecked a Steeler that badly since he busted Ben's beak last season. On Ben, let me direct your attention to the Ravens media guy. That cat who wears number 20 for Baltimore, that would be Ed Reed. He's good. Like one of the best ever to play the game. Good. You don't ever want to throw it in his zip code, much less right between the 2 and the 0 on his chest. Twice. Packer Nick Collins pick-sixing you in the Super Bowl. Cannot believe how badly you gifted those picks to Edward. And this is saying nothing about a Steeler defense that now has 8 guys over the age of 30 and then went out and played like it. Look, no way I would ever shovel dirt on the Steelers after only 1 week. They're still the Steelers. They're loaded with guys who have rings, and ice-cold Mike Tomlin rocking the Aviators. But the Ravens sent a message with that beating, and the Steelers may all be wearing the coach's Ray-Bans for the next few days. Look, I like to rap a guy if I think he deserves it, but I'm always looking to give a guy his ups if he deserves that too. And credit where credit is due to Rex Grossman.
30 goal from the 4, looking, firing, touchdown! Jafar Gaffney as Grossman rifles it in, and the Redskins extend their lead 27-14 with 5:04 to play.
Grossman took some here and pretty much everywhere else for saying that the Redskins were the team to beat the NFC East. Now in his defense, exactly what was the guy supposed to say? We're going to get hammered, why bother? The problem is, he is Rex Grossman, and then he showed up to camp flabby enough to be glossed Gross Rexman. He plays for the Washington Redskins, and he hadn't even beaten out John Beck when he said those things. So some of this is probably on him and probably better left unsaid. But the guy is, if anything, very resilient. Never mind Tubby, he's Teflon. And if I didn't know any better, I would say that he was slinging it around to Jabbar Gaffney like it was 2001, and that was the Georgia Bulldogs he was lighting up yesterday, not the New York Giants. And somewhere off campus in Columbia, a certain ball coach had to be tipping the visor to old Rex. Way to ball up, Rex. Not easy to continue to believe in yourself when seemingly nobody else will, but he had a little something for all of his detractors, and he shut a lot of people up yesterday. Of course, we have seen this flick before. Literally from scene to scene, Rex can go from fun and gun to pick six. So I wouldn't leave your seat for any Raisinets Redskin fan, much less make any plans for the postseason just yet. He's just as liable to get another burn next Monday for all the wrong reasons. Of course, the Latin meaning for Rex is king, and at least for one day, it's true yet again. Hail to the Redskins, and hail to the king.
He's going to throw for it. He's going to throw it to the end zone. Lobs it up. One-on-one. Michigan touchdown. I can't believe this.
Normally, when a team chokes away a double-digit lead, the way Notre Dame did against Michigan, I ask the question, epic comeback or epic meltdown? Except this time, there is no question or debate. Meltdown. Michigan gets the win. Notre Dame gets the credit. Even ladies love Cool James. Can't call that a comeback, and neither can I, but I can call that a collapse. You cannot blow a 24-7 lead, especially after getting punked by South Florida in your house a week earlier. Well, you can if you can't execute some basic ball location on defense, and the other guys having prayer after prayer answered. Sure, Denard Robinson was the freakiest athlete on the field, but there's no way he should be completing 11 passes for 338 yards. That means two things. No one wants to make a play on the ball, and nobody wants to make a tackle. In order to blow a 24-7 lead, you have to hit every single note of failure perfectly, and that's what the Dovers did. When Tommy Rees led them to that go-ahead score with less than a minute left on the clock, it was almost like the Irish D got together on the sideline and said, "Come on, guys, we can still lose this thing. Who is going to step up and not make a play? Let's finish it right now." And then they did. The only shock here was that, unlike in Week 1, Notre Dame coach Brian Kelly wasn't grubbing on an everlasting gobstopper, turning purple and blowing up like Violet Beauregard before having his head explode and drench his entire team before the roof was rolling and break out in song. What do you get when you start 0-2? Your head coach's face begins to turn blue. Just getting started here. And remember, you can